Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HSBG podcast. I'm your host, Educatedcollins, and I'm here with my Wait a minute. Shady's not here today. That's very weird, but I'm here with my very special co-caster for today. We've got SaphirexX. How are you doing, Saf?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Uh, as you guys can see, Shady is not here, but we have a great replacement. Some would say even better replacement, but
I
yeah,
was the only one who said that.
yeah. Some would say either way. But how you doing, Saf? How's everything going so far?
Pretty good, pretty good. I've been really enjoying the patch. It's been working.
Yeah, it's been we're definitely gonna talk a lot about the patch this podcast because it's the big news, the big change. The game's fundamentally different, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. We will talk about Shady. Why Shady isn't here? Shady has been moving this week, so he hasn't really got a ton of time to play. Right, he's played a little bit every day, but not too much. So he hasn't been like grinding. So I asked him if he wanted to do the podcast today or if he's busy moving. And I was wondering, and I figured he has a lot on his plate this week. And graciously, Sapphire was willing to step in, be the saving grace this week, and be our co-caster. So really happy to have him on today. Also been grinding a ton of Battlegrounds. So he's definitely knows what he's talking about for this first week of Battlegrounds thing. Another thing about moving, if you've noticed, if you you probably wouldn't notice if you're just watching through like the podcast streams, but if you're watching through VODs, our um our episodes have been coming out on Friday, at least on the VODs. Fortunately, I've been good enough to get them dropping in the stream same day, but Shady's been busy on Thursdays. That's the reason why we've moved to Fridays mostly. So that's probably will be happening going forward unless something changes. So just like a little update for those who are not aware, we've been moving from Thursday to Friday, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, first things off, we always talk about our Battlegrounds weekly overview. Just kind of how we've been doing this week. This week has pretty much just been the wait for the patch and then the patch drop. So, uh, we've had like the roundtable pre-patch and then patch drop. I've pretty much been playing most of the days. It's a little bit weird. I've been spending like 3-4 hours playing like other games after the stream, so it's like I could have been grinding, but I feel I've tried grinding before and it wasn't like super productive past like the first week, and I think I'm just gonna go for a more like consistent, approach, just playing every day and just like being good with that. So I've been having fun with the patch. How about you? I know you talked about it a little
Yeah, it's been new is always better in terms of battlegrounds. Like the last meta we had was 3 or 4 months long,
bit.
and
Right,
it
right.
obviously I think almost everybody by the end of it pretty fed up. It was just very stale. But that's just kind of how it gets when you're playing the same game that many consecutive months. But right now I'm really enjoying it. I feel like chances are, 3 months from now we're gonna feel the same way as we did about last meta, but that's just how it is. But
Yeah.
I always do well in new metas, and like anytime a new meta comes out, I'll always be like top 10. And
Uh,
then once other people figure it out, then it becomes
yeah, then it becomes a little bit harder. I don't know. I'm not necessarily care. I do think the last meta was a little bit weird. It's just like I'd rather things be fixed, right? Like I'd rather not have these absolutely busted things, and I never really feel like they fix it before they change things dramatically. So I'm always like in a state of why not fix this? That's what I always feel like every time. Oh, why not fix this? And then something the patch comes and like, okay, there are all these problems, and then I'm still in the back of my mind like, okay, we gotta fix this. So I'm still like that, but now there's like so many like, oh my god, please.
well, you also
Yeah,
have to remember it's still in beta. There's still time.
right. Yeah, okay. I mean, Battlegrounds been out for 2 years. I'm not buying that excuse anymore.
I
So
know.
yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting week so far. So big news: the Hearthstone 22.2 patch dropped, and buddies have taken over. Pretty much, it's been. I would say buddies have been pretty much the central topic of this patch, right? Like, there have been some discussions of like armor being removed or leveling to 5 costs, it costs more, right? But it really feels like the buddies have been more of the driving factor of how this meta seems to be shaping out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think most heroes now are essentially focused around their buddy. There's a few that I think not so much, but
Shadowwalk, yeah.
yeah, Shutterwalk's buddy is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
It actually just doesn't do anything. To be honest, I kind of find like Jandis's buddy, like it gives you some good tempo for a few turns, but
Yeah.
a lot of the times I just end up selling it off after a few turns just because I need the board space.
Yeah, I haven't played Jandis, so
Um,
but I imagine you're right. Like it just
I
feels like
think I think Hook Tusk is kind of the same way as well.
yeah, I've played
It
a bit
gives
of Hook
you
Tusk.
yeah, like you can keep it around for a few turns and it gives you maybe like a slight amount of value, but usually it gets eaten off the board pretty quickly as well.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the buddies are like extra gold. Like at least for the
Yeah.
high tier buddies, they're just like extra gold, and then you sell them, and you're like, all right, I'm still just a high tier hero with extra gold, or
Yeah.
or so.
But
So
it it may have
counteracts, right?
well yeah, I think the buddies may have changed the tier of heroes the most that it's ever changed.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with that, right? Like there are some buddies that I mean, some heroes that unplayable now very playable, and there are
Yeah, and
some
vice versa.
yeah. There's some that are like, this was like S tier, now it's like A tier, right? Like it's not, it's still okay, but like it's not like, oh yeah, every time I take a hook test here, like it's not that case
Yeah,
anymore.
I can tell you Hook Tusk is not the best hero.
Yeah, I would agree. I've played a bunch of I played a couple games with hook tusk, and it doesn't feel oppressive compared to some of the other heroes I'm playing. And I'm just like, this is not fair. Like I don't feel like that with hook tusk. Like, this is just not fair. Like yeah. So yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, moving on. Just like, you have any overall thoughts on the meta itself? Like, any standouts? We will be talking about like hero specifics,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But any like other like reaching thoughts on like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, I never thought about this. Oh, the meta is really aggressive, or something like that. Any of that stuff.
It is definitely more aggressive. It's more tempo oriented.
At least in the
Mostly
early game.
yeah, mostly because people are nobody's going 3-on-3, right? Like 3-on-3 was very common in the last patch.
Right, that's true.
Actually, the last several patches, 3-on-3 has been very good. That's not really even a line anymore, just because if you go 3-on-3, you're not getting your buddy active, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Also, I think the last meta was almost entirely Avenge, right? Like tripling into 4, taking the Avenge cards,
Yeah.
scaling, and popping off that way. I think I don't want to say it's dead, but it's kind of dead. Like
now that you're mentioning that, you bring up a good point. Like I don't really think I've done Avenge stuff this
it's
whole.
too slow.
It's not that it's too slow. It's just I don't need to. Like I don't bother. Like it's not necessary to win the lobby, I guess.
So before, like you could get one light spawn and win the game. Like you wouldn't
Maybe.
always win the game because other people would also have a light spawn, right?
Sure.
But you could win the game through tripling into a Doomsayer or a light spawn. If you're doing Avenge now, I think you have to like really high roll it. Like I think you have to get like double light spawn or like double matron or double Doomsayer to be able to really be able to get enough of an advantage to be able to win.
That's
Because
true. Another thing about the Avenge is that you also need to have strong tempo while you're doing Avenge, because
correct.
everyone else is playing tempo, right? So
Yes.
if you just try to milk, you just get smacked 15-15 dead. Like it's so quick. So you also
Because
yeah, I agree.
about half the buddies are tempo, right? Like
Yeah.
roughly half are just like huge tempo. So like you're taking double digit damages in the mid round while you're trying to milk, and you just don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think 5s and 6s are significantly better now compared to last patch where it was basically just 4s, and then like if you're really high rolling, go for like 6s. But like now, I think it's just 5s and vastly superior.
Maybe that's why I've been doing well, because I just, that's what I always did. Nothing's changed for me. So I'm just like, oh, okay, just go to 5, go to 6. Seems good.
Yeah, like for example, just Menagerie, right? As like a board. In the previous patch, you couldn't win with it was impossible. Unless your Menagerie was, double
Amalgams.
perfect dong with
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, right. Like which it's sort of Menagerie, but really that kind of just becomes like Amalgadon.
Its own comp. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you can actually win with Menagerie, I think. Like I think you can legitimately I've had multiple first place games where I've had like standard Menagerie. Where I have like a brand and maybe one Amalgadon that I tripled into later. Like, but other than that, it's been the normal Divine Shield / Hydra stuff with Elephant, all that good stuff.
That's interesting. I'm not exactly sure what I'm winning with. I just winning with whatever. Like I'm not exactly sure. I mean, a lot of times it's just like Amalgadon comp and like pirates and like sometimes random stuff. Like I'm not exactly sure if there's like a real theme. Sometimes I just win with like weird looking comps that I'm like, huh, okay, this one, all right, cool, I'll take it. But yeah, I do
Have
think
you
you have I
good?
what
Oh, have you noticed that there's been like a very large shift in the amount of boards that you're facing in the end game?
shift? Like there's
Yeah,
a lot
so
of
like
differences.
before, right? So before you'd either face Poison Scam Comp, you'd face like APM Pirates, Big Dragon. Like there were very few like or like big elementals,
It's
right?
because
There
people
were very
die so
few.
fast. That's the issue. So like you don't have time to like force poison comp every time, right? Like there'll be a couple people that have it, and then they're dealing 30, and then someone's dead.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to. That's the one thing, right? Like the meta kind of it encourages you to go for the nuts, but like if you don't get the nuts and you try to force it, you die. So you have to be careful. Like yeah, you can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna force this, Magnon poison every time. You'll just get killed. So that does make people like play differently because you'll go for like beast comp because they'll keep you alive, and then like you'll see that in the end game, or you'll go like pirate stuff if you get there, and then you'll see that. But I guess I'm seeing a shift that might just be due to us climbing, right? Like, and we're fighting more variety of players, but I do think like once the meta settles, you'll start seeing similar comps over and over.
Yeah, I've actually played a lot of Goldrun, believe it or not, the last 3 days. It's been doing
Yeah,
very, very well, Goldrun comps.
beasts are good because it's hard to get last. Like if you can get the comp online, like you just kind of roll with people, and then if you just keep doing it, like if you keep making it stronger, you could win with it, right? So it's a pretty safe line to take, I think. I think beasts have always been a safe option. If you can get it early, hit the mama early, or maybe a
Yeah,
croc early, you can
if
just
you have a Mama on turn 6 or turn 7, like you're almost always guaranteed like top 4.
top 4. Yeah, I agree.
Like it's almost impossible to not get top 4.
Sometimes
Really.
I skip a mama and then I like think back and I'm just like, like, I got fifth this game. The mama skip was probably the reason why. Like I should just commit, So I do agree with that for sure. These are pretty safe, but they've been safe last patch. I just think it wasn't like as prominent, but I still don't think it's prominent. It's just like people are just experimenting and doing stuff. I do see some like weird hero choices from my opponent still. Like I guess it's not weird, but I'm just like I have my own like tier list, and then there's some like D tier that people pick, and I'm just like, I wonder what your heroes are, or if you really like this one, but it's still early, so it's hard to judge them, and I think you should want to try the heroes if you haven't played them anyway. So I'm not surprised. Like I think this is like definitely a time to try whatever you want, but it's always funny just to see someone pick like some random
Soon.
thing. Yeah, cut through and yeah.
I've seen an alarming amount of Cthulhu over the last few days.
something about Cthulhu I wasn't aware of is it gains stats even in the battle, right? So that's the one cool thing. If you have something that gives you stats in battle, the Cthulhu will pick it up as well. So um, something to think about.
Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of the part of it too. Is like
I'm not either. It's a Cthulhu, right? Like
yeah, like also like the way I play, right? Like any chance I have to throw the game and go APM, I will. So the heroes like Cthulhu, where it's a very bland play style, it's just it doesn't do it for me.
I love it. This week I'm playing like as lazy as possible, like trying to avoid APO.
Oh, so you're not playing Millhouse.
I'm playing Millhouse, but
Millhouse is all APM.
it is
now.
all APM
even if you're
too.
not doing anything
yeah.
that's APM related. It's
That's
100%
true.
APM here.
But I mean, I play like one Millhouse game, like that's it. It's not that many. So I'm just saying, like I'm not like leaning into the Millhouse every game. But I will pick the best or the hero I think is the funnest essentially. So it's what it is. All right. I think it's good thoughts on the meta here. Generally, it's change in meta. I think it's. Would you say this is one of the biggest patches that they've released that you remember playing?
I would argue it's probably the biggest.
The biggest.
Yeah, and the thing is, because essentially there's 75 heroes, right? So there's
Right.
75 new minions
Right.
added to the pool. Like I understand they didn't add any new minions, but it's 75 new cards being added to the pool.
But how many are playable, right? Like 30, right? So it's like yeah.
At least half, yeah. I'd say 35, 40 maybe. Yeah. But also like the thing is the buddies for a lot of the heroes, they change the way you play the hero, which is why you're seeing so many different comps, and it's not just those same 3 or 4 comps.
Right.
In the end, like every single game.
Yeah.
Like for example, Lich King, right?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Lich Bazal.
Well, Lich Bazal as well, right?
Yeah,
now, in my opinion, the optimal way to play. I don't play her without demon.
Right, you play her demon stuff, yeah.
Correct. So like the optimal way, in my opinion, now to play her, and I did this on stream earlier, was a free first place, or maybe I got second.
Stayed on one.
You stay on one. You pick up as many weavers as you can, right? Then once you have, I think I had 4 or 5 weavers. Then I went to 2. Then you can start picking up the selfless stuff. And by you don't take any damage, right? Because you have a bunch of weavers. And then by the time you get to like turn 10, turn 11, you have a couple 100s on your boards, a couple 50/50s on your board, and a golden selfless. And it's like, and then you run a ghoul, right? And then you try to find like a Baron later.
Yeah, it has to be non-Murloc Beast Lobby though, but
correct. Yes, I won't do it. I'll do it in a Beast Lobby because you can still run Macaw and it's still not that bad. But I don't like it in a
I played Lich Bazal non-demon lobby. It was okay actually. I just used it was just a gold grubber with the golds so I just used it for tempo. Played tier 6. It was actually kind of fine. I thought I'd be throwing, but I didn't really want to play anything else offered, and I think I won that game. Like it was still fine. It's just harder to play, right? Like that's always the issue with some of these like weirder curves and weirder comps. It's just harder to play, but I mean, it still was fine. Like you get the tap for free, and you have a big minion.
Yeah, and the other thing too about the beast, it's not just Macaw. It's also you can pick up Sorelisk, right, and do Wrath of Sorelisk, and then you have like literally 5 big units.
Yeah, sure. It seems okay.
Yeah,
it's
when
just
you're on 2, half of them are Death Rattles.
Yeah.
Half the demon.
Definitely seems viable for sure. So yeah, I do agree that the buddies have changed the heroes dramatically. So it's quite cool, and yeah, I mean it's fun. I want to see how things shake up. Like I looked recently, was it yesterday, at some of the HS replay data, and it's so like dramatic. The winning heroes are so good, and the bad heroes are so bad. Like it's like you've got like some winning heroes is like never bottom 4. Like you're always top 4 with these. And then some of the ones are like never top 4. You're always bottom 4. And I'm just like, damn, dude, like that's crazy. That's crazy dramatic. Where it's like, well, if you play this hero, like you've got 10% to top 4, and the rest are bottom 4. I'm just like, damn, like that's that's rough. So I don't know. They definitely need to adjust that, right? Because just having like it's so one-sided or so skewed. This is like the in terms of hero selection, this is like the most skewed it's ever been, and that's like my least favorite part of Battlegrounds, how skewed the hero selection is. So I really hope they address that quickly.
It is for sure, but what I will say is, in the past, it's been a handful of heroes that are just so dominant compared to every hero.
True.
Like somewhere between like probably 3 and 5 heroes that are just like head and shoulders above every other hero, and it's like if you're not one of those heroes, you're probably not gonna have a chance to win the lobby.
Yeah.
Now it's more of like a line.
A line, yeah, I agree with you.
There's like 35 heroes that are actually really good, and then 40 heroes that are just garbage tier that you can't play. So it's a little. I would rather it be like that than I have to have one of these 5 heroes to have a chance to go first.
Because it is better because it means that, okay, as long as I'm hitting these and the chance is like relatively high, I can play the game, and try to win instead of like try to like top 4, right? Before it's like, oh, I'm not these heroes, they got these heroes, okay, I'm playing for top 4, But yeah, if you don't get a playable hero though, it feels awful. It feels
that is true.
Feels absolutely horrible.
Like especially in like for competitive like tournament settings, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like if it's a double token lobby and you didn't get Hook Tusk, Jandice, Shutterwalk, Bran,
right?
I might be missing one. Like you literally have no chance.
Yeah,
like
I know.
The game is over turn 1.
Yeah.
But that's not the case anymore. So now you can still get screwed, right? But you have a better chance at getting a hero that will be able to compete for first now in every game that you play.
That's fair. That's probably true. So I would agree with that. So yeah, that's a good thought there in terms of like it is weird that there's a line where some heroes are so good and some heroes are so bad, and it's like pretty drastic. But
yeah, also like would you N'Zoth, you would put him in the bad category, right? Like he's pretty bad, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So even N'Zoth, who I think most people would agree garbage hero, with his buddy, you have a line to take first.
Yeah.
So I had a game earlier where I was offered 4 unplayable heroes. One of them was N'Zoth, Beast, and Mex were in. So I picked
okay. That seems
I stayed on one for a couple turns, right? Like most people, a lot of people are doing. I was able to get a 1-drop triple lined up. Most people in that situation would take a 4-drop, right?
Yeah.
It's in a warrior curve situation.
You went 6?
I took it all the way to 6 because I
Cause
knew the only chance I had was to hit a Buster or a Goldra.
I like this.
Yes. So I had to hit it. So I held my hero power for 1 turn in hand. Took a 6, hit a Goldrin, transitioned that into a Goldrin comp. Like 3 turns later or 4 turns later, whenever it was that I got my next buddy, I ended up having 3 golden Goldrins on my board.
That's right. I like it.
Like so you can do cool even with the bad heroes that are bad.
But
there are lines that you can take.
N'Zoth is specific. Like it's a bad hero, quote unquote, but good buddy. Right? Sure. So that saves it, right? There's some with like bad hero, bad buddy. And you're just
okay,
like,
Togwaggle.
Okay? I think Togwaggle's okay actually. Like
okay, so a lot of people still have her in the garbage tier.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't put her there anymore.
With like elementals in, you can stay on 1.
Yeah.
Play the other 4 tribes that are not elemental.
Yeah.
And just cycle elementals like Celemental and stuff, because Elemental counts as 2, and you have a full board of like 40/40s by like turn 8.
Yeah, it's good. You see, you're giving me niche. You're giving heroes that are not actually bad. They're just niche. So I don't think that counts. Like you're giving me actual. I would agree with you. These are playable heroes. Like they're just like you wouldn't play them every lobby, but they are playable. So,
right. But I can't think of 4. Here, I have the list. Okay, so Guff. Okay, fine. Guff is still unplayable. Carol's still unplayable.
Okay. Tasman. AFK. I mean, maybe AFK is.
I haven't tried AFK, but it looked unplayable to me.
Yeah,
but like,
I saw people playing AFK, and I'm just like, why? Like,
but you guys had Wog Toggle in the F tier.
We did. Okay, let's talk about
Okay.
the pre-patch tier list actually. So we had a pre-patch roundtable tier list that we made last week, and I would say after playing these like 3 days, there's a lot of differences I would make.
For sure. For sure.
But I mean that's gonna happen. I just think it is a bit interesting. Anything jump out to you?
Yeah, there's a few. You want to start at the bottom or the top?
Yeah, we can start at the
S
bottom. We
or
can start at
F?
the top.
Bottom? Okay. So I think the outlier for sure in the without obviously there's three that are still disabled, right? Can't really.
Right, sure.
But Wogtaggle is definitely
Yeah, well, Octagon, I'd move up as well.
I think I agree with all the other ones that are F. But I think Wagtoggle I'd probably put B or C.
I would move up Patchwork as well. I think Patchwork, the buddy is actually okay. If you could do it on spores and stuff, and it's actually pretty powerful. You can get like 100 stat spores, and like in non-poison lobbies, that actually does a bit of work. And
That's not one that I haven't played Patchwork yet. So I
okay,
don't know one way.
I'd put that up. I'd also put Deathwing up just because it's Deathwing. Even though you're not doing much, like you can kind of just tempo with a single rat pack, and it does
I feel
quite
like
a bit of work.
I feel like that buddy is so worthless though.
It's not great, but it still works with rat pack. It still works with menace. You kill things. Like it's not F tier. That's what I'm saying. Like I'd move it up.
Sure.
Ticketus was never F. We were just making a point, but I still don't like the hero or the buddy, so I don't care. But it was
Yeah,
weird.
the thing, it's it's mostly, in my opinion, like I've played it one time, and I think I took like 3.5 or something,
Right,
and the buddy did save me because it got me an ice block.
right.
But I don't think
No,
it's
it's
probably
not
it's probably like low
D.
C, high D.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but those are the ones that, and maybe Cthulhu, right? Like
Ah,
you know.
people apparently like it.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
the bar,
maybe
but
not F, right? Like maybe D
sure.
or so. So those would be my adjustments. The rest of them, I don't like Sneed. I don't like the rest of them. So yeah, whatever.
There's definitely one in D tier that I definitely agree with.
That you
Probably
definitely
two.
don't agree with. Let me see.
Yeah,
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see if I can guess
one
it.
one for sure, and then maybe a
Is it
second.
Jiraxis because Jiraxis
No,
buddy's bugged and you'll get two of the
no,
same
but
minion?
wait, you get two. Wait, hang on. What?
If you get
I
the
didn't know that.
golden buddy, it's two of the same. So you just
I
get a
did not
bunch
know
of
that.
triples. Yeah, it's kind of good. But I think they're gonna change it. But like I don't mind if they keep it because like give Jiraxis something to do because you get two of the same demon, so you just get triples all the time. It's kind of busted.
Yeah, I
But
had no idea.
you just have to survive. But I mean, if you're playing Jiraxis, you're playing Demon Temple, you should be okay until you get it. So it's actually okay. Alec here as well, I think would be moved up. I think the buddy opens up some
Where is
lines.
that?
I saw Alec is a D. I mean not Alec here. I mean Akazamzarak, the secret
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Uh,
you okay? So this tier list was based on trying to win the game, right?
yeah, but you can win with Akazamzarak, I think. So,
So I played Akazam Sirak.
mm,
I was under the impression
mm.
that you were able to get an ice block off of the buddy, even if your ice block that you got naturally had already popped.
I don't think so, but I wasn't sure.
So I thought the way it worked
Mm.
was
Yeah,
it had to pop first, right? You can't get it while it's already active, right? Like you
right,
still have
right,
it on.
right.
But once it's popped, I was under the impression that it could give you one ice block. But I'm pretty sure that's not true because I had a golden Baron and a golden Macaw with that buddy, and I popped like I'm telling you at least 30 secrets, and none of them were ice block.
Yeah, so I guess that doesn't work.
So I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. So I actually rate him fairly low still.
Well, I saw some people like using the secret to like spam a bunch of like my Xness because you can like you can if you go Macaw and
Mhm.
secret guy and you can just like get reborn, you can get divine shield, you can get splitting image and just like have a bunch of of my Xness coming. I saw that abuse. So I think there's potential there. It's gonna be like you're gonna have to be a Alakazam Zerak main, but I do think it's probably better than um the other one I'd put is I think you like Vander, but I don't know.
Yeah, Vander's the one that I would definitely put higher.
Yeah, I haven't played him, so But we're gonna
And
talk about them. But yeah,
I think Rag
Rag is okay.
maybe is a little bit better than D tier as well. I actually haven't played Rag, but I've had a lot of Rags in my lobby, and the amount of times that I'm facing them in the top 2 or top 3 has actually been pretty high.
So basically, as long as they can get their buddy to pop off, it's actually really good. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not just your hero power, right?
Yeah, I
You're not
know,
just
I
getting
know,
6/6 instead of
I know.
3/3. Like, it's disgusting with Domo. Like, disgusting.
Yeah, I think elementals have to be in then, right? Like, if you,
It's good to have elementals in. It works really well with Lightfang as well.
yeah, I know. But
Elephant. Yeah,
that's harder
you know
to
what they're.
do.
Yeah, sure. You have to triple into a 5, but
Yeah.
it's it's not as bad as I thought it was. I'll put it that way. I thought it was going to
Yeah.
be unplayable because I
Okay.
thought it would take too long.
Take
But
too long.
from
Yeah.
my opponents, order or the amount of times that I've faced them in the top 4, it seems like
Ooh.
it's okay.
Ooh, I would move Sorofang up actually. Oh, that's another thing. I think Sorofang is like attack is so important, right? Like in the early game, and Sorofang lets you just have like huge attack minions, so you actually get your buddy like quite early. Like it's more like a tier 3 buddy than a tier 4 buddy if you're playing Sorofang. So
Do you want me
actually,
to talk about Stormpike now, or do you want me to talk about it later when we go into our hero?
we can talk about it now. Like I don't care. Like do what you want. You know.
Okay. So I was under the impression. So I had played. This was last night on stream.
Okay.
I was under the impression that I was offered 4 unplayable heroes.
I'll be right
Vander
back.
was one of them. Yeah, go ahead.
Keep talking.
Okay. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll play the new hero. And something I didn't realize was, you know how people would play Vol'jin in a lobby that has demons and dragons in, and preferably beasts, and they would do the Terragosa huge, the huge Terragosa with the demon, and Vander is just a better version of that.
That's a better
Because
version of what?
of Vol'jin on with the Terragosa, the huge Terragosa, and the
Okay.
what is the 2/2 demon called? Trickster.
Trickster, yeah.
Yeah. So what you can do on Vander
Hmm.
is you can keep the health on your Terragosa, use your hero power on the Trickster. So instead of like having like 100 health Terragosa and then being Vol'jin and swapping the 100 health over to the Trickster, your Terragosa keeps the 100 health, but then your Trickster gets the 100 health. Then at the end of that fight, you have, say 300 health on your Terragosa. So you can use it again, and your Terragosa still has 300 health, but now your Trickster does.
So
by the end of that game, I had like 510,000 health on my Terragosa and 510,000 health on my Trickster, and my Spores were also getting 510,000 health in the middle of the fight.
Right.
It's actually disgusting.
So, Beast, Demon, Dragons, no Murloc lobbies. You can play this, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you could even sort of play it in Murloc lobbies, because the thing is you can still transition to Poison Scam from that position and just have like one Terragosa with like 4 poisons. And it's disgusting. Like, you still lose to like full on Poison Scam, where it's like
and people will be having that. That's the problem, right?
Yeah, but when you get bad heroes, like that's still a second place game,
right? Yeah, this is okay. I see what you're saying.
You only lose to the guy who wins the lobby, which you were gonna lose to anyway, no matter what you did.
That's fair.
So from that position, like getting 50 MMR or whatever is a lot better than the alternative.
That's a good point. Okay. I've been avoiding this hero. I've been offered this hero like 5 times. I just skipped him, but you've kind of given me something to think about. Just placing them up.
Yeah. The buddy itself actually doesn't do that much, in my opinion. Like the buddy is not that great, but the hero power has very really like niche use for beasts and dragons.
Yeah. Cool, I will think about that. It's always nice to talk with people, and like, I haven't played this, I didn't want to play it, but you open my eyes here. So it's kind of all right. I agree.
So,
like, it's probably should move that up.
I think C tier is pretty far off, honestly.
I would, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, I would move Flurgle up. I'd move Lich King maybe up a little bit. I'd move Eudora up. I'd move Lich Bazal up.
Yep, I agree with all those.
I'd move maybe Brucon up as well. Like Brucon's
Okay.
early game is
Dude, I I don't know, like maybe it's small sample size, but I've played like 6, maybe 7 games of Brucon.
Uh-huh.
I think they've all been first.
Yeah, they're good. It seems decent, right?
I've had 2 spicy pretzel musters with Brucon in the last 3 days.
It's because your early game is so good.
The hero's disgusting.
Yeah. So
like you literally like it's almost impossible to take damage the first like 7 turns.
That's true.
Like you have to really mess
really
up.
Try. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very difficult. So like I think that there's no way that hero's not like S. It has to be.
Maybe A.
I don't know. Like
I can see S. I'm just like I'm sold on A already. I just haven't played enough Brucon to move it like straight to S. But I feel you. It's definitely stronger than C. C's like so crazy wrong, right?
Like I can't think of a scenario with that hero where you don't get
top 4,
top 3. Like 'cause you just have so much health. Like you just even if like let's say you don't end up making a comp that like can win the game. Like you have so much health that by the time you actually start taking damage, you're still at high 30s, like mid to high 30s.
and you just neutralize shields automatically. Yeah. Like that's another like really stupid part of this.
And it's like it's one of those heroes that works really well with Terragosa because
it's a 0 mana Nefarian. Like think about that with extra buffs. Like it's on a tier 2 hero.
It does avenge really well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does avenge extremely well. Exactly. Yeah.
Like that hero's busted. Like I'm actually like I'm looking at all the heroes, right? I'm looking at the tier list and all the heroes. I'm not convinced that it's not the best hero in the game, right? I'm not saying it is because there's like 2 or 3 other ones that I'm looking
at. There's definitely some high roll heroes that are just like I did win the game for free, kind of. So, but Brucon is definitely like I could see it move to like you're kind of selling. I'm already sold on A. I can see A plus. I'm kind of seeing S too, but I need to play more that really jumps on that bandwagon. But it's definitely great.
There are heroes
on S that I would move down to A. I agree. Like
there are heroes that I would play over Brucon. I've skipped him a couple times already.
Okay.
But that being said, like I'll just give you an example. Well, okay, I won't use that one because that's one of the other ones I want to talk about. But here's another. Illidan. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty agreed upon in the at least the high MMR community that Illidan is pretty busted right now.
Yeah. It's dude. Why does Terragosa work? Like, what is this nonsense? Right. Like, I don't understand this. Okay, but whatever.
But so, if I played 50 games of Illidan and 50 games of Brucon,
you might have higher placement with Brucon. I see what
exactly.
You're saying. Yeah.
I would win more games with Illidan. I would have more first place. But I think my average placement would be
higher with Brucon. I could see the logic there, and that is already S tier. Like if you were to say that, and I can agree with that argument, just because like you're so safe. But the Illidan is actually really safe too, at least in the early game, because you're getting that extra attack buff, so you're not actually losing, and because you get the extra attack, you get your buddy so early. So I mean, Illidan's nuts too. Like, but I see what you're going for. Brucon has that safety feature. Caked in, so
yeah, it's like he starts the game with like 60 health because you just cannot take damage for 6 or 7. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, I see it. I mean,
so I think maybe Daryl even can move up.
Yeah, Daryl's good. I mean, Daryl's always been good. I don't know, dude. I was so like, I don't know why, but the round table seems to hate Daryl. Like every time I'm like, Daryl's great, and they're like, Daryl doesn't win. And Daryl doesn't win, but like you get top 2, and like it's still great.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. A month from now, maybe even like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I actually probably won't like Daryl. So I'm like 9. I'm 9.
You're just like them.
Well, no, okay, so I'm like 9.6, 9.7K, right? Which is like rank 4 or 5.
Sure.
It's at this MMR, okay? For third place, I'm
You're
getting
still
like
climbing.
25 or 30, 35, somewhere in there.
Yeah, you're still
Okay.
climbing. Okay.
2K, 3K MMR from now, third place will not get me MMR.
You'll lose MMR, yeah.
Yes. So that's the problem. Like
Yeah.
Daryl right now is good because he's I don't want to say guaranteed positive MMR, but like pretty close to it.
Right.
But that will not be the case when I have to get second or higher.
All these roundtable hating on Daryl because he's like, I don't want third. I want to win every lobby. Come on, guys. Sure, I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, that doesn't mean Daryl's bad. Just because it doesn't like work for you guys specifically, it's still a good hero for like 99% of the player base.
Right. Also, in the same token, I think Elise needs to go down from C tier. I don't think
Elise needs to go down.
Yeah, I've played her a couple times, and she doesn't feel.
It feels too slow.
I did okay with her, but the thing is, I think you have to have like Mech and Quilbor in, and you have to do like super tempo stuff with her to really not lose MMR with her.
That's fair. Like it's hard to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. Like I played Elise a couple of times. It's always felt like it's so slow, but
the problem is you drop so low in HP because everybody else's buddy
powers,
gives them tempo and yours
doesn't
like it takes you too long to get online.
Yeah, I agree too. That's fair. Even when you get your tempo, you don't power spike. So it's
exactly. You have to wait like a couple more turns to even get the value.
Value. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's just so slow.
It's like Scabs' buddy.
Yeah. Speaking of B tier, what about anything else? What about Rat King? Have you played Rat King? I've just avoided.
I actually haven't picked it, but I've heard from multiple people in my chat that are also pretty high MMR that Rat King is actually pretty good. So one thing I didn't realize, I sort of skimmed over it when I was looking at the buddies when I was doing my own personal like review.
Right.
What I did not realize is every time that one of the tribe, whatever your hero power is, isn't in the shop, that every refresh is free. So you can end up rolling like 20 times in one turn.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad. You get a lot of free gold. But I haven't personally played it, so I can't give like
I haven't played it. I'm scared of playing it, but maybe it's okay. Like maybe I'll be like, it's actually good. You just roll. Like it's not you don't buy the stuff, you just roll with the gold. That's just free gold. I guess that's when they're looking at it.
Yeah, it's like a super like Nozdormu on steroids.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Or like you have a free refreshing anomaly thing on your board.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you look at it that way, it might be okay.
All right. How do you feel about B tier?
B tier. Oh, I like Mukla a lot. I would move that up. Like, I actually think you see, like your Brukai. Like, I feel Mukla. Like for me, like Mukla, I might put that in S. Like, I actually think it's so strong. You get your buddy almost so quickly because you're always winning. You always win the fights too, and then as soon as your buddy comes on, you just get so much tempo and anything you want. If you pump a cleave, you can go from like a 2-4 to like a 10 attack cleave the same turn. If you like roll double big banana, it's just like so stupid.
We play Mukla differently.
Yeah, I guess we do, but it's like
I go from a 2 attack cleave to a 30 attack cleave in the same turn.
Yeah, okay. Well, you see, I'm not taking damage, I'm not holding my bananas like that. Like I might hold my banana the turn before it pops, right? But that's like other than that, I might keep the 1/1 bananas, but I'm always using the big ones, and then like
it's actually it's significantly better to use the big ones over.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you get more stats on board for the turn for tempo, and it doesn't give you any additional from the buddy than a does.
Yeah, it's good. So I mean, but I'm not holding that many bananas. I just play it down if I need to, especially in the early game. So I like Mukla a lot. I'm a big fan. The rest of them, oh, Maleficent. Maleficent
for
needs
sure.
to. That might
She's
be
the
S,
standout.
right? Yeah, S
Yeah,
is
she's the
the.
standout.
I'd say Mukla as well. Like I'm biased, maybe, but yeah, Maleficent can go to S. I think is just too safe. Like we were too safe with this one, but like we talked about how broken it potentially is, but like we hadn't played it. But now that we've seen it in action, it's just like yeah, this is dumb. So yeah, I would move that up as well. So
And there's one in here that I would definitely move down.
move down, move down, move down.
I would move it down to at least D tier, probably. I would actually swap it with
I
yeah, I would actually just swap these two heroes. I would swap Vanderstorm Spike with this hero.
oh the attack one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would actually just swap those two.
Shady was pushing for it to be actually good. I still think it's okay. I haven't seen many people play it. It's funny though. Like I initially like in my own tier list, I'd agree with you, but after talking with some of the people on the round table, they seem to like the Vander, but they don't play the hero. It's hard. It's funny. Like it's like. Oh yeah, we like the hero, but then I would like you watch him and they're not even playing the hero, so it's just like, what do you like the hero? You liars. But yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, but I haven't played it, so I don't know. But it's probably not. It's not popular, right? So it's hard. Like it's hard to justify a hero being good when it's not popular because if it was good to be popular, right? So
Right. I've only seen a handful of them in my games, maybe 5. But I've also never seen any of them in the top.
I haven't
So,
seen any at all, actually. Like I just haven't seen, or maybe I'm blind to them because they don't win the lobby or they don't do anything. So
right. That's the problem.
yeah.
But otherwise, I think B tiers. I don't know, man. I I don't think Scabs is that good anymore.
Yeah, I could see Scabs moving down. That's the
His
one.
buddy is just it's
It
useless.
doesn't do anything. Yeah, but you just take people's buddy, but it's kind of late. Um, but I agree. Like the buddies doesn't help you a lot of
Well,
the
and
time.
also a lot of the buddies don't even help him.
Don't synergize. Yeah.
They don't like you literally can't use them.
Yeah, I've seen a Scabs take Yogg, and it just feels bad for me. So like, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sure. Sure. There's high rolls, right? But like a lot of the times the buddies that you steal, like you steal Janice's buddy, that doesn't do
yeah,
anything.
Yeah,
you
for
steal
sure.
Panda's buddy, it doesn't do anything.
There's a
Hookah's
lot of
doesn't do,
useless, useless ones. For
like
sure.
Barov's buddy doesn't do anything. Like
yeah, for sure. I mean, it does. You can like get a gold somewhere.
you would have to. It'd have to be Pirates Center.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that the only way to get gold?
So
So
yeah, it's true. The scabs I can see moving down a bit as well. So yeah, that's fair.
and I haven't seen an Alakir.
Really, I've seen
So,
Alakir.
I don't know.
Alakir is okay. It's actually okay in beast lobbies. Like, and you can macaw it, the thing, and just like have it pop off. Or you even if in non beast, you can just put it first and have a baron and it pops because you get a golden selfless, right? So with a single baron, you're getting 4 divine shields every time. If Murlocs are in, you just get poison on it, poison divine everything, and it's like guaranteed. So it's good. I wouldn't move that one.
All right, what do you feel about A tier?
A tier, Curator in the right lobby is busted. That's just
He's one of my heroes.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
I can tell you there's a few that I would definitely move down.
Yeah, Kurtrus for sure.
Kurtrus
Yeah,
not even playable in my opinion.
Okay, so they were pushing for Kurt in the I was like, I don't know, but they were pushing for it. They said the high tempo, but honestly, I think the high tempo like nature of the meta has been like exaggerated. You just need good heroes that can have tempo. You don't need like extreme tempo. You just need good heroes with a good buddy that can have some tempo. And a lot of the good heroes are good because they already have tempo, so it just fits their playstyle. So and you have the tempo specific heroes that you would argue should be getting better because of the meta. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't really help them that much. Like your buddy needs to have some late game potential, and this one doesn't. So yeah, I'd move it way down for sure.
Yeah, it would be like D tier or F tier
Yeah,
for me.
D or F. I agree with you. I think that's I'd move my F to S. Oh, I think my F's busted.
100%.
Yeah,
she's top 5.
Yeah.
100%.
This, dude. I don't understand how people didn't put that in S. Like I some of my original thoughts on the patch, like without the battlegrounds, were very correct. It's funny.
If dragons and pirates are in, I will pick Maev over Illidan or Barav.
I'd probably pick Maev over like almost like a lot of like there's I mean there's so many like stupid heroes, right? Like I think it just doesn't matter. Like just pick them. Like it's fine.
Yeah. But I like legitimately if dragons and pirates are in, Maev is my number 1 hero.
Yeah, Maev is so stupid. We're gonna talk about Maev in detail for sure.
Yeah. Oh, was she one of yours?
She's one of mine.
Perfect. So, okay, she was actually one of my original ones.
Yeah. And
I was like, no, she's actually so strong that I don't even want to talk. Like, I don't want her to be one of my focus ones because, like, so for example, I had Curator because I don't think a lot. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't think a lot of people thought Curator was busted. Like Vanderstormpike, right? Like, I didn't think a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I decided to talk about a little more interesting ones. But in terms of strength, like Maev she has to be 5.
So stupid, but I mean, we'll move on. Anything else in A?
Yeah, there's a lot in A actually.
Zarella is actually quite good as well.
I love Zarella.
Yeah.
She's such good tempo. She's one of the heroes that it's actually
hard
I've had
lose.
very good.
It's hard to lose. Yeah.
I've had very good success playing.
Playing what? Mulligan?
Menagerie.
Oh, Menagerie. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So tripling into a 5-drop, taking the elephant or the Bran or the light.
That makes sense.
And just playing Menagerie. I've had very good success with that.
Anything else that jumps out to you? Actually, I don't want to talk about anymore.
Yeah, there's a couple of heroes.
Would you move Reno down?
Yes, I would.
Yes,
I was gonna say that. Reno's gotten a lot worse.
I'm so tired of people saying Reno's good. Dude, I've never liked Reno. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, I loved Reno.
I know you're gonna tell me you loved him very patch, but I've been a Reno hater.
But the problem is his buddy is useless. So
it's not useless. It's just hard to work. Like
it's useless.
It's bad. I saw Fast Eddie. He had like double golden Doomsayer, like turn 6. I was like, okay, like, you don't need to do this.
Sure, but like
he already won. I agree. Like it's not
you don't need the second one doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's the problem. Is you as Reno you have that one triple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that one triple is a Matron, a Doomsayer, a Light Spawn, a Mama Bear, a Bran, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And that's what your comp is. You hero power it. Okay? Like, that's it. That's all you need. You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
You don't need that 6-3 or whatever. I don't even know what the buddy is anymore. But like whatever the buddy stat line is, you don't need that on your board.
7-3.
You've already 7-3. You've already hit whatever that one build defining unit is with your hero power. So it's just a dead unit on your board most of the time. So
most of the time for sure.
I still think Reno's playable because you still have the hero power.
Yeah.
But Reno is last patch strength compared to all these other heroes that are this patch.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Another one too is like, okay, so like Zephyrus.
Mm-hmm.
He's an A tier.
Yeah.
Are you picking Zephyrus over Eudora?
Where's Eudora?
C tier. 2 tiers lower.
What? No, Eudora needs to move up. What the?
Are you picking Zephyrus over Lich? Over
I don't know, right? Yeah. I could see it move down, right? Like a bit.
I also think Panda's gotten significantly worse
as well, yeah.
I don't think Panda's anywhere near A tier. I think he's like low B.
Yeah, like and Hook Tusk moved down as well, like in S. Like and Panda moved down as well. Okay.
I think the others. I don't know. I've only played one game of Greybow.
Yeah, I
had
was
a lot
looking
of
at Greybow too.
You never do well.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Like this is what I'm talking about. I think the tempo nature of the meta has been exaggerated. You just need a good hero with a good buddy that can compete, you don't need to have a full tempo buddy.
Well, Graybo's strength was that he did Avenge incredibly well.
Yeah.
His hero was built for Avenge.
Right.
The problem is, Avenge isn't the way you win anymore.
People kill you with stats.
Graybo's win condition isn't a win condition. So I think that's the problem with Graybo.
It's strong
like, you still
until
have good
it
tempo
falls
in the early
off.
game. Exactly. That's the thing. You're 40 HP. You're 40 HP. You're 40 HP. You're 40 HP. Somebody in the lobby died. You're dead in 2 turns.
You're dead in 2 turns. Yeah.
Like that's how the hero plays. So like Graybo is like really good for a 4.5.
That's what Yogg would do really well.
Yeah, that was old Yogg. Graybo is old Yogg. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
And then I think the other hero, I'm fine with everything else. I think the other hero that I'd probably move down a little bit is Cat. I'd probably put her like low BIC.
I've had really good Cat games, but I look at the stats and like I must be the outlier. So I guess that's fair. Like if you just look at the stats for Cat, you die a lot with Cat. So it seems like the tempo just isn't enough, but it is good.
She's better than she was.
Yeah, I would agree.
If you give Cat like 5 armor, I think she'd be a lot better. I think she'd be A tier with like 5 armor. And I think they did say that they would be adding armor once they let it shake out.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think she may be A tier whenever
After
it is that they add armor.
Okay, yeah. I've been winning single digits, right? Like I've been winning my lobbies with Cap, but single digits. So I see what you're saying. Like the bridge to death is like too high. Like the chance for death is too high. So that's pretty true. But I don't mind moving that one down as well. But everything else you're kind of okay with?
Everything else in A tier, I think it's fine. I think Patches is really good, but probably not S tier. Jandice, in a double token lobby, I think she's still S tier. I don't think it's even arguable.
Sure. I mean, the buddy doesn't matter, right? You're just playing Jandice.
You get maybe 3 turns of tempo off the buddy.
Yeah, same thing with Shutterwalk.
Yep. You don't even use the buddy.
What about Ysera? What's your thoughts on Ysera?
Oh, I didn't even see Ysera. I'm sorry. Ysera is garbage now.
I wouldn't say Ysera's garbage. That's a bit too much of a statement for me.
I think I said too nice. Sorry. I thought you're gonna say that that's an insult to garbage. Okay. So
what? No.
Okay. So you agree that 3-on-3 is no longer a viable line, right? So you have to chief curve it.
I've seen people stay on 1 and just pick
stay
up,
on 1.
Yeah, like I haven't tried it. But I saw.
Are we talking like old school like whelps?
Yeah, they did that. It was funny. I was just to get their buddy, and then they transition. But yeah, I think G's is normal if you haven't played enough Ysera. Like I think Ysera is one of those where the playstyle of Ysera will shift and then it might become playable again. But I haven't seen like consistency in what that playstyle is. But yeah, Jeev is like the normal thing, so we can just talk about that.
The other problem too, and this is
you get the buddy late, right?
You do get the buddy late, but and you don't have the tempo that everybody else has, and you can no longer go in 3-on-3. But the thing is that isn't talked about enough, I don't think, is your card is Terragosa, right? Like that's the card for Ysera. It was pretty uncontested before. There were very few other people in the lobby that were going for Terragosa. That's not the case anymore. With the buddies
and Krabby.
Illidan's going for it.
Yeah.
Krabby's going for it. Bruhan or whatever his name is going for it. There's close to 10 heroes now that are going for Terragosa because of their buddies.
Ander Spike. I mean, sure, but I mean, no, I don't think that's gonna matter too many in your Ysera lobbies. That there's gonna be that many people shooting for Terragosa. So.
But it's not just Terragosa too. Like promo work. Like I'm just saying, like her pool is narrowed. I'm not saying that it makes her unplayable because other people are going for the same minions as she is. Like obviously, everybody's going for Amalgadons. That doesn't mean you can't play Amalgadons. But what I'm saying is it's another. I think she's worse because you can't go 3-on-3. I think she's worse because her buddy comes later than other buddies. I think she's worse because her buddy in general isn't as good as a lot of the other top tier heroes' buddies.
Yeah, I'd probably move
On top
Ysera
of that,
down.
yeah, exactly.
But
There's like 4 or 5 things. That's just one of the things
yeah,
that are slightly worse.
I don't think aid makes sense, but I don't think it's
okay.
garbage. That's
When I say garbage, if I'm being honest, I put her in low C tier.
maybe C. Yeah, I could see that. Okay.
So garbage is a little harsh, but compared to where she was, she's significantly worse in my opinion.
I think compared to where she wasn't that great because she was not consistent anyway. So it's fine. It's still you could still win with her. It's just
you can you can.
It's harder for sure.
She still has the high roll line.
Yeah,
she can totally high roll.
All right,
but S tier is the money.
The money. Okay, so I'll just go one by one. Hook Tuss, I'd move down.
Would you take her out of S tier completely?
Yeah, I would.
So you put her A tier?
I'd put her A tier, yeah. Sky Captain Crag, I might move down, actually. It's hard to get the second proc of the buddy in ranked.
He wouldn't be anywhere near S tier for me. I'm looking at the tiers, and there's at least 10 heroes that I'd pick over him that are B or lower, at least.
I'd maybe drop him to B. The problem, the issue is that it's hard to get the second buddy without dying. If you get the second proc, then you're good. But if you don't,
he's another one of those heroes like Cat, where I think
with armor,
his overall stats are going to be bad, so he's going to get a decent amount of armor. You give that hero 5 to 7 armor, and I think he's S tier.
Yeah, that's the scary thing, right? Like he's hard because right now people out tempo you, but if the meta shifts and it's less tempo, then he might it's very real for him to go up to S again. Like it's funny. But right now, based on the games I've played, this couple of days, it hasn't been that great.
I've played, I think, 2 games of Crag.
Right.
And one game, the first time I played him, I think I took second. Mm-hmm. The second time I played him, I took a 7.5 because I was dead on turn 7.
Right, yeah.
I literally died on turn 7, and I'm pretty sure nothing I could do about it because I played tempo the full way.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the issue, right? You're a tier 4 buddy, right? With no, and if you don't do anything early, you're gonna die. So, yeah, that's rough. But yeah, I mean, not S is basically what I'd say. I'd move it down to B, but I could see I could see the argument for something.
These here, was this an order? It wasn't an order.
No, it's not an order. It's just on the tiers. Vulcan I'd keep. Brand I'd move down to A. Krabby or Tavish I'd keep. Cookie I'd keep. George I'm not sure. I mean, it's still okay. I'm not sure about George. What's the thing? What's that mute? What's the Malygos? Yeah, Malygos I'd keep. Yogg I'd keep. Finley I'd keep. Shivala. I haven't seen anyone play. Oh, it's out. It's out. Right. That's right.
All three of the orb heroes.
Right. It's out. So it doesn't matter. Galawix I'd keep. Millhouse I'd keep. Illidan I'd keep. Barrel I'd keep. It's actually just the 3, I guess, for me. What are you looking at?
I think I would keep Bran S tier.
Yeah.
But I'm only playing him in lobbies that have both tokens.
So I've been playing him in both token lobbies. And it's been okay. I think they've given me Bran the most, and so I played the most Bran.
I lump Bran, Janice, and Shutterwalk into the same category where I will only play those heroes if both tokens.
Maybe that's why I'm putting him in A, because I'm not playing in both token lobbies. I'm just playing Bran whenever they offer it to me. And even then, it's still okay. So maybe that's just my issue. I'm just
in single token lobbies, Bran, Shunderwalk, and Jandis do not exist. They're not heroes.
I think Bran's okay in one token lobby still, because the buddy's still good. I like it with Murlocs. Just Murlocs is because you just play Murlocs with Bran. It's still fine. Yeah, the early game is a little bit weaker, but it's still just late game is Brad Murlocs. Like it's still fine. So I'm actually okay. I've been playing that, and it's been good. It's just like there's some risk, right? But compared to some of the other heroes, like I'm offering, I'm just like I'll take the risk, and then like potential for first. So I've been picking.
You have to get to 4, find a Primal Fin. Once you find a Primal Fin, you're fine.
Yeah, something like that.
Tavish, I think most people agree Tavish is incredibly strong.
Yeah.
Cookie's fine. I think George is honestly pretty good. Like he feels like
I haven't
a
played
better
him.
version
That's
of
why
Daryl to me.
I haven't played George. That's why I don't have an opinion.
It's very difficult to not top 4 on, like very difficult. You have so much tempo. And people generally aren't ghouling you until the very, very late rounds.
Unless it's me, dude. I ghoul George turn like 4. Like,
turn 6, let's go, dude.
Turn 4 ghoul, baby. And what is like? He's like, what? It's funny because he had a ton of 1 health minions, so it actually worked out.
Right.
Like,
no divine shields, but
it's just like, yeah, get wrecked, son. Like, he's like, what? Okay.
And then I haven't played Mally, but
Mally is
a lot
great.
of my lobbies.
Mally's
that does
great.
very well.
Yeah, Mally's great. Like you just get 6 drops like super early, and then you always
as soon as you get your buddy, you have a 6 drop 2 turns later.
No, the same turn you get your buddy,
or the same if you're already on 4.
No, like you just triple into a 4, and you could just make that a 6 even. It's like the same turn. You can just have.
Oh, you can do it on your board too.
Yeah,
okay.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I haven't played it yet, so that seems good.
Yeah.
Yogg is one of my heroes I want to talk about later. So
I haven't played Yogg yet, dude. That's the one complaint I've had about this patch. They haven't given me a single Yogg, dude. I'm like, what?
I've got a lot to say about Yogg.
They haven't given me a Yogg, dude. It's so...
I would move Finley down.
Really?
I would have him A tier. He's not bad, but the problem is if
you can low roll, I guess
you can low roll harder than you used to low roll. So before a low roll with Finley used to be you got 3 bad hero choices. Now a low roll with Finley is you have
the tier
3 heroes buddies that all have tier 2 buddies.
Yeah, I see.
I played him one time and that happened to me. Now that's a small sample size, obviously.
Right.
But it's a lower low roll than just having 3 bad heroes, because not only are you playing a bad hero, you're at an even bigger disadvantage now because you have to wait longer to get your lesser tier buddy than everybody else.
I could see that. And I do think tier 2 buddies are uniquely broken, like compared to the other level of buddies. So with Finley, you're never getting like a tier 2 buddy, basically. You do get the 1 gold, but
you do. You get 3 gold over the course of that you wouldn't normally get. But at the same time, like you can high roll harder too. I would say probably.
Like you could get Yogg with this. It's just like why? You could get the Sky Captain as well, right? Like that's a why. Like
right. Any of the tier 4 ones
are pretty stupid
in general. Going to be pretty gross.
Yeah.
But I'd move him down just a little bit. I think
I don't know. Like I mean I understand the low roll though. The low roll is true, but the high roll is also stupid. But I guess the thing is, you don't need a high roll with some of the other heroes. Like you just, and that might just be like the difference maker. Where there's always a risk. Where there feels like there's less of a risk with some of the other heroes. So,
well, if you look at it, right, like A tier, you have a lot of high roll heroes, right? You have Cat, you have Shutterwalk, you have Jandis, you have Patches. Like those are all like high roll heroes, right?
Right.
But I think with less downside than Finley. So that's why I'd put it in the same category as those.
Sure,
I think Galley for sure.
I can see the argument there.
Millhouse for sure is S tier. Illidan for sure.
The rest are S for sure. Yeah.
Those 4 are arguably top 5 heroes. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the rest of the tiers.
All right. Okay. So just that's a lot of changes, but I think it's fair. Like considering like we hadn't played the patch yet and some stuff, but yeah, quite a bit of
for
changes,
sure. And also, too, I'm pretty sure when this tier list was made, it was based off of having to take first, right? Or like top 2 to be able to gain MMR.
This was like a general pre-patch guide for.
I'm thinking of a different one then.
Yeah, for like most players, it's not necessarily for us. I would say. Not necessarily top top 2. Like I don't think that's necessarily the goal of it. This was just like, hey guys, you don't know what to play and you like tier lists. This is what you should look at. I think we're kind of wrong, but at least the S's were mostly correct. That's the good news. But yeah, once you get past that, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, the only one in S tier that I would strongly disagree with is
Guys, Captain.
Crag.
Yeah,
The other ones, like you can make the
you can write the argument. Yeah, sure, that's fair. All right. The one they said that Sky Captain was their best, the best hero in playtesting. That for me, that says more about their playtesting.
Yeah.
Than anything else. Like but yeah.
What MMR are they playtesting at?
I have
What's
no
their
idea.
average
Dude.
MMR?
I have no clue what it is. But yeah, it's funny.
I don't know. Like is Crag doing well? Like overall? Where's he at? I'm just looking at top 50%.
Oh, you look at top 50. Yeah, I'm a top winner.
I am too, but I'm just saying like I'm wondering if Crag is doing well just like in the average MMR. And it doesn't look like it. Where the hell is he on this list even? Oh my goodness. Okay. He has a 4.74 average placement.
Yeah, he's in tier 4. Yeah.
Which is the bottom tier for the record.
Yeah.
So yeah. To be fair, Shutterwalk is also a 5 average placement, so
well, that,
can't really...
mean that is that's fair.
Yeah, I mean low tier, what are you gonna do? But yeah, so I don't think Crag's great. But yeah, I think that's pretty good for the tier list.
Yeah, okay. Anyways, we want to talk about 5, like for the final topics. We want to talk about 5 heroes of our choosing that we just wanted to go in depth in, and then 5 from Sapphire, 5 from me, and just like be like, oh, we like this, we don't like this, da 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 da. We've kind of already talked about.
I talked about Vander already.
Vander, yeah, but
so you can go on this one then, and we'll take turns, or how do you?
I don't know. I don't care. We could take turns. I was just gonna do it in order of what you said. But I mean, Yog's the first one, anyways.
Right. Okay. So in the previous patch, Yogg was
great.
I don't want to say unplayable.
Great.
But
whoa. I played Yogg. Quiet here. Yogg was okay. Yogg was very playable, you know. It's just like everyone's hating on Yogg for some reason. I don't get it, dude. Yogg has always been okay, you know, and everyone always likes to hate on Yogg, but Yogg is playable. Obviously not the best hero, and maybe had some fatal flaws, but you know, I'm not gonna take this slander of Yogg. I've always played him. I've had okay results, you know, generally good. But I hate it every time I talk to someone about Yogg. They're like, Yogg sucks. I mean, before this patch, you know, and it always annoys me because I think it's fine. But you can continue now.
You good? You glad you got that out?
I need to say it too often. I'm just hearing like players just like, Yogg is horrible. I'm just like, why? What is Yogg done? He's been good forever. Like, fine.
You good?
I'm good. Yes, I'm done. I just needed to say it. I'm good.
So in the previous patch, Yogg's strength was you got to power level without taking damage. So you're able to get to Tavern 5, sometimes Tavern 6 if you had good enough matchups and you were healthy enough to do so. At that point, you have 2 turns to stabilize. You have 2 turns to find whatever it is that you're looking for that you can make a comp out of. If in those 2 turns you're not able to make a comp, you are dead.
I agree with you. No, like that is a very good description of the Yogg game plan. So yeah, that's
okay. So that's how he played in the previous patch, not just last patch. Like basically forever. That's how Yogg has always been. With Yogg's buddy, you're able to do the same thing. You're still able to get to Tavern 6 on basically full health, and then usually you take a bit of damage the turn you go to 6. However, and it's random, of course, so it's hard to, you know, sometimes you gain a ton of stats, sometimes you get a ton of minions in your hand, which generates you a ton of gold and a little bit of tempo. Like, I haven't rolled the 5%er yet, so I can't really say on that. But
I haven't rolled anything. You know.
Sometimes you get really unlucky and you get 3 Dark Moon prizes that don't do anything. But the thing about him now is you have even more tempo to be able to go to 6, and it's a Murloc. So your Primal Fins are always like, for the record, I think Bran is the most broken card on Yogg. Because I've played Yogg like 6 or 7 times now.
No,
I've
played him 0. Come on, you're so biased. Oh man, I'm so
I don't
jealous.
think that there's been a game yet that I haven't been Tavern 6 with multiple Amalgadons on my board as Yogg. It happens every single game. I get to Tavern 6 really early. I have multiple Amalgadons and multiple Callies or multiple Rags, depending upon what's in and what's out. It's just so incredibly strong. One problem I have with Yogg, if I had one complaint, the animation. If you have a brand, if you like, I'm not even joking. I'm not joking.
You can click to skip that one.
I figured that out after the first time.
Okay.
I had a brand, and I played the Golden Acolyte at the beginning of my turn. It took the entire turn. 110 seconds I had. It took the entire... I literally did not get to perform an action that turn. I just sat there in animation the entire turn. And then his hero power. Okay. I got 4 of the hero power ones where it gives you the extra hero power every time you use it.
Wait, so you eat 5?
At 5 minions. You eat 5 minions.
What the hell?
It takes 45 seconds to do it.
Oh, really? Oh.
There's like, so it has the animation, right, which is like a 5-second animation. And then there's like a 5-second delay. You can't perform an action. It just takes like another 5 seconds where nothing happens. And then it does the 5-second action over again. And then a 5-second delay. And then it does the 5 times. It does that 5 times. It's like 50 seconds. Where you literally cannot perform an action while you're waiting on the hero power. They need to fix the animation so badly. It's niche, right? Because not a lot of people are playing the Golden Acolyte with a Bran on board and hitting 4 of the hero power ones. But it's like, it's a problem. So be aware of that when you do finally get to play Yogg.
Okay.
That you need to be wise with your time, because the animations of some of those things take a disgustingly long amount of time.
That's good to know.
But yeah, you get to go to level 6 for free. You're going to be full HP on level 6 or on Tavern 6, and you should be able to find all those 6 drops before anybody else, because you're the only person on Tavern 6.
Unless there's a Barov in the lobby.
Exactly,
yeah.
Which is my other hero that I'm talking about next. Right?
Man! All right.
But yes, so Yogg is incredibly strong.
I would agree. I don't have too much to add because I haven't played the hero, but I've wanted to play him for so long, so hopefully I'll get him to there or something. But yeah, we can go to Barov. I think this the high roll with Barov is so incredibly dumb. Like, I don't understand the buddy design. Like, how did this get through testing? What? It's so stupid, dude. I had a game where I was Tavern 6 on 6. Like, it's disgusting. I did not low roll. No.
You said Tavern 6 on turn 6? That's a low roll.
That's not a low roll, dude.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, they're so dumb. It's so stupid how much, if you're playing it relatively well and you're winning your bets, the amount of econ you get once the buddy pops is so dumb. But yeah, you go off, you talk about.
So I have like a little note next to each one of mine, right? So what I want to talk about. So for Yogg, I had great tempo, animations take too long, free level 6, just like to kind of guide me. It's funny that what you said is that he is such an insane high roll, because for Brav, I have 2 notes. One of them is maybe the most high roll hero right now in the entire meta ?
Yeah, for
So
sure. I would agree with you. Yeah,
it's ironic that the first thing you said about him is
because it's true. It's just true. Like,
the other note I have is Swabby for 5. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because if you want to go straight to 5, it costs 11 gold, right? But you can't have 11 gold, so you need a Swabby.
Right.
Yeah.
So something that I don't think anybody consciously does, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not as 5-headed as I think I am. But something that I think a lot of people don't consciously do, because Brav is one of those unique heroes, right, where you can just spend 20 gold in a turn.
Right. Yeah.
Most heroes can't do that unless you're Brav or like Galley.
Or Shutterwalk,
But
maybe.
sure. But you can go straight from 4 to 6 on Brav. And the only way you can do that is if you have a Swabby to play the turn that you go to 4. Because it costs, like you said, 11 gold instead of 10 gold. So you can actually hold a Swabby on Barav, and you don't have to wait that extra turn to go to 5. So I think that's like an interesting mechanic for him. But yeah, it's like the heroes. It's one of those ones where you could look at it in the patch notes and see. Okay, so this hero was already arguably a top 5 hero at high MMR.
Yeah, like top. It was almost top 1, actually.
Yeah. And they doubled his hero power.
I know. It's like, what? How did this get through testing? I know. Like, it's so crazy.
If you're not Tavern 6 by turn 7 at the latest, you're playing the hero wrong. I don't know like how else to say it. Like, I've also I've been selling tokens off my board instead of using tokens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I messed up the second time I played this, and I used a coin instead of selling my Elemental. And I'm just like, no, I wasted a gold. Oh, this is so bad. Like, yeah, it's just funny, right?
Yeah. That's one of those niche things where
you get used to it after a while.
You can use a couple coins early because
for the tempo to get your buddy, right?
Yeah, you don't normally get the buddy online until about turn 6. So, assuming that you're winning your bets, which at high MMR, you probably win 80-90% of your bets.
Okay, so I played the second time I played Barov, my first 2 bets were ties. So, let's just not say, you can get ties. Let's be clear.
You can. But generally speaking, at high MMR, you're going to win the vast majority of your bets, at least in the early game.
Sure.
And that's the important part. The first 8 turns are where it's really important.
Yeah.
After that, it maybe gets a little bit more convoluted, and it's maybe more of a coin flip than it was before. But
I think it gets less coin flippy because who's doing well.
It's close. The thing is, in the early game, you always bet on Curator. You always bet on Lich King. You always bet on.
Sure, I agree. Like, yeah, I agree.
So it's like, you always bet on the guy who's on 1 instead of the guy who just went.
Yeah, that's fair. There's a lot of little things that make it easy. For sure.
Yeah, like the bets are almost like you can get unlucky. Obviously, you can have the tie games, but like for the most part, your bets are going to be free in the early game, where you don't have to have much thought put into it at all. It's like, okay, this guy's on 1. This guy has a disgustingly good tempo hero power. This guy doesn't have a hero power at all yet. Very little that you have to actually do. But as long as you can have 9 coins in your hand by the time you get your buddy, that's all that really matters in the game.
That's 18 gold.
Yeah.
On top of the gold you get, like, it's so much gold. Like, I don't get it. It's so stupid, but yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, you can do some.
There's a reason that him and Crag don't belong in the same tier.
Yeah, now that you put it like that, that's a good point. Like, yeah, now that you toss it in there, like,
So what? Like, realistically, what do you think they can do to fix Barav? Because he needs to be fixed. So what do you think they can actually do to make Barav not busted like he is right now? I don't think he's a problem at lower MMR, probably.
Probably not, no.
But he's a problem at high MMR. Kind of like how Shutterwalk was a problem at high MMR in the last patch, but not a problem at low MMR.
The one thing you can always do is you can up the buddy, but I don't think that solves it, right? It just happens a turn later, and that's not even a solve. You could also do, like, after you play 2 gold coins, gain a gold, so you reduce the gold value of a coin.
So it's a tier 2 buddy, right? So you get it turn 5, turn 6.
Yeah.
What if they made it a tier 4 buddy? Do you think that'd be good enough? You'd be getting it 2 turns later on average.
Probably, yeah, because you'd have to use coins for tempo.
Exactly.
You wouldn't be able.
You wouldn't be able to hold as many.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to have a full hand guaranteed by the time you do it. I think that's the only thing they can do. I think if they make it a tier 3 buddy, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I don't think tier 3 is enough. You'd have to make it a tier 3 and then also like add the like after you play 2 gold coins. Like then it's convoluted, right? And they hate doing that. So
yeah, too much text.
Yeah, So, well, no, it's not. You just change A to 2. Like it's not, and change coin to coins. It's literally add one character.
Too much text.
It's literally add one character. But yeah, tier 4, you would that would definitely adjust Barrow's power level for sure.
That's the only thing I can. But
that's like
that's
easy.
it for proper.
Yeah, I'd agree. Super stupid right now. Like it's so dumb if you win like 3 bets early, it's so dumb. That's it's like that's the barrier to entry. But yeah, moving on. It would be Vander, right? But we talked about it already. And we have Curator, right? Curator.
Yeah, Curator was fun.
I like this hero, especially in non Murlocs. But even in Murlocs, you can just play Murlocs and it's fine.
He's fine in Murlocs.
Yeah. It's just okay.
So my favorite 2 tribes for this hero are Mech, obviously.
Yeah.
That's not debatable. Can you tell me what you there's 2 others.
Elemental.
There's 2 other tribes. There's 2 other tribes that I really want in.
Elemental.
It's not elemental.
Demons?
Nope.
I don't know.
I want pirates in. And I want dragons in.
Why do you want pirates? I could see dragons. Dragons make sense.
Dragons make sense, but probably not for the reason you think.
Okay. Why pirates?
Okay, so first of all, I'm tripling into a 5 most of the time as Curator.
Sure. Yeah,
Lightfang, Bran, and Mithrax are disgusting. Like all 3 of those are.
What does this have to do with pirates?
There's 2 things. There's 2 things for pirates.
Okay.
Peggy is good, for sure.
Okay, that's fair.
Tony is busted on this hero.
Yes, that's true. Okay, I had a Tony once, but it didn't hit. It hit the other Amalgadon, and I was so sad. I was so sad. But I agree with you. Oh, that's true. Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's the other one. As long if it hits the mishmash.
No, it didn't. No, it hit the other amalgam, like the Curator you start with.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it hits that one though.
Why doesn't that matter?
Because the turn after you can hit the mishmash with.
Oh, I only had a turn to play Tony. I was gonna die if I kept it. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So
no. It popped afterwards. Yeah. It goldened afterwards. That's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you get 3 golden mishmashes with Tony.
Yeah, it sounds great. Like damn, I want to do that.
So you have an amalgam and 3
Pirates
golden
make a ton of
mishmashes
sense now that you mention it. Yeah, okay,
it's
agree.
disgusting. So instead of tripling the mishmash, you get 2 extra ones added, 2 plain copies added to your hand.
They get golden,
and then you can golden those with the Tony as well. It's so disgusting. Like I can't even like.
I know. I was so ready. I was about to do it, and then it just hit the other one, and I cried. I was like, God, they didn't want me having a good game here.
Yeah. So that's why I like pirates.
Okay, pirates.
The reason I like dragons in, obviously Callie is great. You can play Callie.
It's not Prester.
It's basically Prester's fine too. Like
okay.
it has its value. Like it depends on the lobby, of course, if you want Prester or not. But
okay.
if mechs are in, then sure you. But obviously Callie, you can play Callie dragons, and it's basically like having 2 Amalgadons with you.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But believe it or not, Whelp Smuggler is the reason that I really want dragons. You can go straight to 6 if you get a Whelp Smuggler on 3.
Oh, Well Smuggler. Oh, I thought you were I thought you were doing the baby Welp. I was like, what baby
No,
Welp? Oh, yeah, Well
the
Smuggler
two
makes
five.
sense. Yeah.
You
The
can
two five.
literally. I've had 2 games already as curator where I've gotten a whelp smuggler early, and just push the level button straight to 6. Like you get 2 gems. You get the 2/4 demon buffer, a jug or a mug. Sorry. The 4/4 dragon buffer, the 3/3 LE buffer. Like any like just like 2 random buffs,
Mm.
and you've got a 9/15 and whatever the other one would be. You get higher health on the mishmash because it gets the buff and then also gets an additional. The
Right.
math is,
Yeah,
but
it's double.
yeah, Mukla is disgusting. Anything that gives you gems is disgusting. There's so many
Random
ways.
buffs. Okay.
Yeah, there's so many ways to randomly buff with
But I
the
mean,
whelp
this
smuggler.
isn't a Malgadon. Everything is a buff. I
Right.
could see that. So
Anything that buffs is a
do
buff.
you level the 2 then super early? So you
Yeah, I
can.
don't stay on 1.
Okay,
I always
that
hold
makes
the 200.
sense. That makes sense.
But
Cool.
yeah, you can. That card is just it's actually so gross on curator early. Like
I love it.
also,
You're getting some secret stats here, guys. I didn't think
yeah,
about this.
and then obviously I'm sure you know like Domo is just
Yeah, that
material
was
'cause
super
it's
stupid. Yeah,
like
that's why I said elementals.
if you can get Domo whelp smuggler on the same board.
It sounds nuts. It sounds
I
so.
actually okay, so I saw Beaufort do this.
Okay.
Um, he had 2 Domos. Sorry, he had a golden Domo,
Okay.
2 whelp smugglers, a master of realities,
Oh yeah, that's
and then
gonna. Yeah.
his 2 things. The master of realities, I swear to you, went from a 6/6 to like a 70 something in 1 turn.
That makes sense because
It
you're getting so many buffs from everything. It's
it
actually.
literally got 70 something on 1 turn, and it was like turn 9 or something, turn 8. Like it was just disgusting. So yeah, I think curator is like hidden
Broken.
OP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see
like
it.
I think 2 or 3 weeks from now, maybe a month from now,
Right,
people are gonna be talking about how curator needs to be fixed.
right. I could see that.
So get your games in now.
I mean, but dude, there's so many heroes that need to be fixed. It's actually so stupid.
Yeah, but a lot of them aren't like hidden OP. Like Barab is not hidden OP.
Sure.
Like Illidan is not
That's
hidden
fair.
OP.
That's fair. Like it's not gonna. It's gonna dodge the nerfs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate
The other
that.
heroes are gonna be the
Yeah,
Maiev that gets
yeah,
nerfed. Like,
yeah. You're right. That's true. It's gonna dodge the nerfs, and then you're gonna have to deal with this. All right, that's fun. It's a fun topic there. Next thing, at least last week, got for you is Millhouse, right? Yeah,
yeah.
Millhouse,
So
fun.
Millhouse isn't really like there's not like some secret like strat or anything I have on him. I just wanted to talk about him because I really like APM games. Like any chance I have to do a transition or force Augur, I will.
Right.
And Millhouse is just he's just always APM now. There's no
Yeah, there's
it
no way
doesn't
to not
matter.
be APM.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're playing Hogger. It doesn't matter if you're like all those. It's actually almost worse to play those APM strats now on Millhouse because you don't have enough time to finish your turn a lot of the times as it is.
That'll get better with time, I think. So.
Probably, but like and it makes those other. First of all, I will say it's a lot easier to triple now on Millhouse.
It's so much easier. It's so stupid. I've been saying that a lot, but yeah, there's so many heroes with buddies that are so dumb. This is one of them as well.
Yeah, because like normally what happens in Millhouse is you have 2. I'd say on average you have like 2 1-drop pairs, right?
Yeah.
And you're just trying to find those triples to hit your 5-drop or your 6-drop, depending upon the lot.
Sure.
Now, even if you don't find your 1-drop pairs, all you have to do is cycle 1-drops. And a lot of times those 1-drops that you're cycling are a Elemental or a Murloc or a Beast. So like they're free anyway.
Free, yeah.
And it shouldn't take you too long to find that triple through just cycling those drops. And then you can also use it for like you can go to Tavern 4, right? And then like you have a board of 1-drops, so you need to get some tempo. Okay, you buy 1 4-drop, and now all of a sudden you have an entire board of 4-drops.
4-drops, yeah.
You can go to 5 and do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
it makes playing like
Pirates
you can
so
do
easy.
APM Pirates
Yeah.
really easy. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You can do APM Pirates that way really easy. You can do Mama Bear stuff really easy because you get a bunch of Mama Bears and a
And
bunch of
Crocs,
Crocs and
yeah.
5.
It's so true.
Like
It's actually disgusting.
yeah, you Cali and you can do elementals really easy on 6 because you just get a bunch of rags and genies and amalgadons. Like it's just there. You can do basically anything on Millhouse now, and you can almost force it because
yeah.
the hero
Yeah.
power allows you to do so. So that's kind of what I think. Millhouse to me is just really fun because every turn is APM past like turn 7.
6 is a little hard just because, I mean, I guess it's not hard because, like, you by the time, like, Golden Buddy doesn't matter if you're on tier 6, right? It's getting.
Not past the first one.
Yeah, yeah. All right, that's fine.
The first one you still get 2 rolls in,
Right. But the second
and
one you
then
don't.
you have to roll and be able to buy a unit every time to be able to get.
Yeah. That's fair. But it's still good. Still good. Like, you're just getting 6 in the shop. Like, 1 gold for a 6 refresh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for Millhouse. I just want to talk about like the fact that he is really fun now for me just because you're guaranteed an APM game, whereas before you had to find the Hogger or
Yeah, yeah.
the refreshing or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Sure. Moving on to some of my
Exactly.
heroes here. First one we got is Maev. I think Maev is like super busted, super crazy strong. Just the hero power making your target golden wicked 1 turn faster. It it you're just better Reno. And another thing is like when you get it to pop, right? You can play it twice and then hero power something get it the next turn. Right? Like I didn't realize that until I played it. Like you can just get the golden the next turn and you target anything you want in the shop. So you get golden Brand, golden Baron, golden Eliza, whatever you want, golden Callie. It's just like so free to do. And you just scale so hard and the consistency is there if you're playing my Ev and you stay on 1, right? So you're not taking too much damage. The tier 2 buddy, right? So very easy to get golden stuff as long as you're not like throwing the game. Like I had a game where my Ev was like 99% and that felt so horrible, but and I win the game if it's so unfortunate. But other than that, like if you're just playing it relatively well, it's so good for you. So yeah. Anything to add?
Yeah, so Maev is, like I said before, Maev is one of the ones that I originally had on my list because I've played a lot of. I think Maev I've actually played more of than any other hero so far.
Based on this discussion, I think you've been insanely lucky with your heroes. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like you've played 7 Yogg, or maybe you've played so much.
I've played 500 games already. That's why I'm at the top.
But
it's just sheer volume.
Okay.
No, so the thing about Maev is you get your hero. Basically 6 drops are king, in my opinion.
Right, right.
I will not take anything else on Maev besides 6 drops. Specifically, you're looking for Callie, you're looking for Eliza. And the way it lines out with when you get your buddy, you get your 6 drop on turn 7 through tripling your 1 drop. You get your buddy hero, like your golden minion, into the 6 drop on turn 8. So on turn 7, you get your first 6 drop. On turn 8, you're able to get a second 6 drop while also being on Tavern 5 with 10 gold. So you're able to either level straight to 6 while getting your second 6 drop on the board and your golden, or you're able to play a full turn on 5 with your 2 6 drops on board. So in my opinion, the best way to do it is to either go to 6 if you hit Eliza's, or stay on 5 if you hit Callie's and scale. And then you kind of just go from there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're looking. You can play. If you can pick up a Goldrin and you can go Goldrin comp, you can pick up a Buster, go Buster. Like there's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, on 6, yeah, for sure.
But the hero is basically a guaranteed double 6 drop, and that's it's basically Shutterwalk, right?
Yeah,
like from the previous patch.
I know.
Except a lot of the times you have more health by the time you get there, and you have a better board too.
It's better. It's better.
And you can hero power like niche things. Like I've hero powered Selfless probably 3 times already, like just to have a golden Selfless. Like there was like the last time I played, it was like my second to last game on stream. I froze a selfless because I already had my triple froze. Like my triple was already hero powered, ready to come out on the turn it was supposed to come out, and I didn't have any other pairs on board. So instead of refreshing and seeing a random 3-drop shop, I froze a selfless so that I could have a golden selfless, as opposed to seeing 4 random minions in the shop and having to pick one of those to be golden. So I think there's niche things you can do with that as well. I think that's by far the correct line in that situation.
Sounds cool. Yeah, I definitely think the hero is really, really good, and I'm a fan. I played it the first time I played. I was like, wow, this is way better than I thought it was.
Do you sell the warden or do you keep it on warden?
I saw it.
Yeah, I do. It's also, I think, better to sell it for Cali because you get double battle cry.
Yeah, it's good. You don't want to have to force a 4/4 on your board when it doesn't really make a difference whether you keep it or not. Another thing is if you don't golden it, like brand, you can have if you have a brand, you play one, you hero power, and then you can play the other one, and then get another one. It's actually so stupid. So there's so many benefits. It's a dumb hero power. It's so dumb. It's a dumb buddy, but whatever. Like I do. Anyways, yeah, Maev's really good. Next one we're moving on is Maleficent or so, the bomb girl, the wife of Millhouse. Definitely think this one was underrated. I mean, I rated it correctly, but everyone was underrating it, But I'm happy that it's actually quite strong. I haven't got to play it yet, but I've seen people play it, and you just you don't once you get this, you don't lose battles until very late in the game when people maybe outscale you, but not losing battles allows you to play differently, right? Like play for play for leveling or whatever, and you can switch this into Buster Comp. You can switch this into you can keep this too and win with this. It's kind of flexible. It's not flexible because you're forced to buy mechs, but in that mech box, there's a lot you can do with it. So I think it's a really good buddy. And surprisingly strong. What do you think?
I think if someone held a gun to my head and said, "You have to take second place this game. You get to pick your hero." This might be the hero that I'd pick.
Yeah, you really no? Just take a first place hero and concede. What? You know what I mean? Just take a first place hero.
I think this hero is designed to take second place.
Second takes, yeah.
I think it's like how Daryl's designed to take top 4. I think this hero is designed to take second place.
You just because you kill all the other players, and then you the one high roller you lose.
Yeah, there's always one jerk that has 100 to 100 stats across their board, and there's nothing you can do about it. But this does destroy a lot of the tempo comps. This hero absolutely destroys George. This hero absolutely destroys the Mech Quillbore tempo stuff. This hero absolutely destroys Poison Scam.
Yeah.
And it gets destroyed by the guy that has 100 to 100 stats on his board, or the guy who has Golden Mama Bear Death Rattle Beasts.
Yeah.
So you can't compete with those types of builds, but a lot of the tempo builds which is it's refreshing because usually the tempo builds you can't beat them because that's what they're designed to do. They're designed to tempo out. This is a direct counter to all that tempo stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely good, and it's fun. And I see what you're saying with getting top 2, right? It's hard. Once you get your buddy, it's hard to lose. I think that needs to be it's just hard. You're getting so many bombs in the early game, and it just cleans up, so you always win, or you always tie or win. So
yeah, because nobody has the health to be able to withstand that much.
Board. But it's just good.
It loses to it does lose to what's his the guy that puts the 1/1 spores on.
Rukan?
Yeah, because the way the interaction works is
see.
Once you kill that minion, the spore will spawn, and your bomb will stop going off.
Oh.
Once the last minion dies, but then it'll spawn a 1/1 spore.
Oh.
Same with like death rattles and stuff. If someone has say someone has a buster on their board or like a rat pack on their board, once your last bomb kills that last unit, like and it's a rat or a buster or whatever left on the board,
Okay.
your bomb will stop going off, but those
But
5
then
minions or those 7 minions
we'll stay alive. Okay.
yeah. Because it's death rattle order, right? Your death rattle, your minion, your bomb died first, so its death rattle goes, and it stops because the death rattle of the other minion is it's dying, but then at the
I
end,
see. There's nothing to bomb, so it ends. Okay, yeah. That's good to know. I haven't played the hero, right? What? So I guess maybe you don't want this to be the absolute last thing. Maybe have a Baron or something to clean up the spores. But other than that, yeah, it should be fine.
Okay. Yeah, but it's still a very good hero, for sure.
Yes, yeah, it's still really good. Okay, cool. Next one we have to talk about is Mukla. Yes, I'm a big fan of Mukla. I think Mukla is like really consistent. Like, you know, if you put a gun, I'd get first with this. But yeah, I mean this one I feel you with it. Like I've played a ton of Mukla, and you just get your buddy so early, and then you get so much tempo, and it's hard to fall off, I guess, because you also get the triple, right? So you're getting a 6-2. And you can play whatever. If mechs are in, right, you can play a ton of mechs. You know, have resets. You can play. If beasts are in, you can add a cleave very easily to your board. I really think when you're talking about like tempo heroes, right? We had like Kurtrus in there. I think Mukla is like the poster child, because the one thing like with Kurtrus and stuff like that, like it sometimes takes a while for you to pop off. With Mukla, you can get a turn 1 if you really want to sell your token or whatever, or your elemental, right? But like turn 2, almost guaranteed you're getting some bananas and being bigger than everyone else, and then you're dealing like massive damage early, so you can get this millhouse speed, right? Like that's another thing where some heroes can't, like they just can't do that because you can't buy enough high attack minions to get a millhouse speed. But with Mukla, you can definitely get your monkey 1 turn earlier than you're supposed to. So it's so nice and so consistent for me. So I really like the Mukla. I think it's just like very strong. Definitely pick it up with the same respect as some of the other like S tier things that we're talking about. Especially when it's like the only like viable option. You shouldn't be sad to get a Mukla, what I think.
Yeah, I think any chance I have to hero power on turn 1, like I'll sell my elemental in hero power. I'll sell my token if I buy a token.
Sure.
In hero power.
Yeah.
I would even go so far as if there's a bacon in the shop.
That's the one I'm questioning. Like maybe
I will buy sell bacon hero power.
I did that before the patch, and I wonder if it might still be correct, because you take that 1 loss, but you get the +2/+2 and the bananas, and then the next turn you're so big. Yeah, it's probably correct. Yeah, I agree with
on
you.
average you're getting 5/5, right?
Yeah, you'll make it up on the next turns,
and you finding like even like
yeah
obviously divine Puppet is great.
I agree. I think you're right. You should just sell. Bacon is good enough, as long as you're not like skipping something premium. Like I wouldn't skip a Puppet too.
So what I would do?
Actually, you would, right?
I had bacon and Puppet.
I know what you do. Yeah, never mind.
I would buy sell
Maybe
bacon.
it is right. Actually, yeah. Okay, you're kind of.
But what I won't do is if I have 3 minions in my shop, none of them are tokens. None of them generate a gem. If it's just 3 vanilla minions, say I have an acolyte, a micro, mummy, and a prison, in my shop.
Yeah.
I won't just hero power roll twice.
The luck.
Like, wait, what?
Oh no! No! Why no? I wouldn't. No, just buy something.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if. Yeah, I would just buy.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
But any opportunity where I have to add value, I will do so, and hero power on turn 1. It's kind of like Eudora for me. Like any chance I have to hero power on Eudora turn 1, I prefer to hero power on turn.
Sure, that one.
But
I don't care.
I won't hero power do nothing.
Okay.
So that's just my take on moves.
Sure. anyways, I think it's really good. So wanted to talk about it. Next one we have is Brand, right? So I think Brand's one of the ones where I'd move it down from the S. But that's keep in mind I have been playing this in non-double token lobbies. So but I guess but I do think it's playable if Murlocs are in even in non-double token, just because you're getting battle cries, like even if the buddy is not like amazing, I almost rarely if ever triple the buddy, but I do keep the buddy around for like a couple of turns, and it can just give you econ. And that with econ with a brand on your board, you can definitely do some stupid things with it. I think the buddy's a little bit this is just personal experience bugged, but I think it's like it just gives you one's like it counts all of the minions in the pool for battle cries. It's not like one out of whatever minion. So you're very likely to get ones and twos from this battle cry. That's what I've noticed. But I play a lot of brands, so that's just the little thing I've noticed. I don't know if that's even a bug, but like Genie, I don't think works that way. I think Genie is just like one out of whatever, so you can just get like little rags and whatnot, right? Because if Genie it's coded the same way, you'd almost never get a Malgadon. You'd almost never get little rags from it, just because there's so many ones in the pool. You'd pretty much be getting Celementals and the other ones every time, but you're not doing that with Genie. So I just think brands coded differently. At least the egg is. So that's the one caveat, but you can still get like econ, you can still get tokens and stuff like that. So I do think it's good, but I want to say it's playable in non-double token, but definitely double token is where it shines for sure.
So, I Bran is kind of weird for me because when I first did my review, I looked at it and I was like, "Wow, this is broken." Like,
yeah, that's what I thought too, but it's not.
Yeah, I was like, "This might." I think this was the most broken buddy
in your
especially because it's a tier 2 and it's already on a good hero.
Yeah.
I've played Bran probably 4 times, maybe, since the patch has hit.
Right.
And I don't think the egg has made it on my board yet.
You've never played the egg?
So you were watching my last game on stream, right?
Yeah.
I was playing Bran.
Yeah, okay, that one was rough.
Well, it was rough because I got scammed like 3 times.
I didn't see the early game.
Yeah. I took like 22 damage or something that I shouldn't have taken on. Where I was like 90 to win. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But you saw what my board got to, right? I had a golden Cali.
Yeah. It was good.
It was huge.
Yeah.
It was disgusting. It was a first place game.
Yeah.
But that's how I've played Bran every time. Like literally every game that I've played Bran, I've had obviously the Bran. I've had a Khadgar and I've had a Mama Bear. I've had huge tabby cats. I've been holding Caligos in hand and Amalgadons in hand while still tripling and keeping big tabbies on board.
I've not done that.
To do that, you cannot keep the egg on board because you have to have Bran, Chad, and Mama.
I have not been doing that, so yeah.
But I've taken first every game besides the game that you watched, and that was a first place game. Like my board was clear.
It was gonna be good, yeah.
So like it's worked very well, but I think the buddy isn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but you're still Brand. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, the problem is it takes up a board slot. And essentially does nothing for the board slot, right? In terms of like tempo.
Yeah, you maybe run it for like 2 turns. That's usually.
And then the Bran also takes up a board spot and also does nothing in terms of the tempo.
Sure.
Then you have your cycle spot, which essentially does nothing in terms of tempo. You're running like 3 minions.
Yeah,
like, it just doesn't...
yeah. I mean, that's how it goes. You just run 3 minions until you pop off. And then you stop running this card and it's 2 gold in the late game.
Yeah. So I the first time that I played Bran, I realized I don't have any actual minions on my board. So that's why I started doing the Bran Khadgar stuff again and just Mama Bear and the normal transitions how I used to do them.
Yeah. See, you can do that, but I didn't have beasts in my lobbies like half the time.
Yeah, see That's why I said that I don't pick the
Yeah,
hero
yeah,
without
exactly. But
having the token.
I still like win the lobby. It's just like you're just playing Murloc brand, so it's just a little
Yeah,
bit
you're just
different. And you
you're
can keep the
pretending you're a
egg.
normal hero that tripled into a
Yeah,
brand.
yeah. You can keep the egg for a while, and then like at some point you pop off and you get rid of everything. That doesn't make sense, but yeah.
Although I will say the egg is really good at countering like Nadina. You got that. It counters Nadina and those things that you would normally counter with like an acolyte.
Sure, why not? If you have it in your hand and there's an Adina that you know you're gonna face, why not, right?
But yeah, I think we play brand differently. So
Yes, I mean you're playing with double tokens. I mean that's definitely
that's
the
that
difference.
is true. Like we
If I had double tokens, I'd probably be leaning what you're doing. But um, anyways, yeah, let's move on. I think this is the last one we're talking about here. Eudora. I actually like Eudora. I thought it was gonna be a little bit worse, but you just get so much tempo once you get your golden minion and your buddy. Like you can just level to 6 pretty much, and you're kind
are
of
you
fine.
digging for 4 or 5 drops?
Uh, 5 if
Like
I
are you
don't.
discovering? Are you discovering a 5 drop or discovering? I should.
Depends if I hero power on 1 or not. Right. 4 if it's on 1. 5 it's if it's not. That's just how the curve goes.
So you're not specifically fishing for
I don't care.
the two.
Like you just get you I just want the tempo, and then I go to 6 and I play tier 6. Like that's how I do it. So it doesn't really matter what I get. Like unless I hit the nuts, which I rarely don't rely on that. I just play tier 6. I just go to 6 and play that. It's just good tempo. That's how I like it. So it doesn't really matter what I'm getting, as long as it's good tempo. Anything to add?
Um, I haven't gotten to play Eudora yet, so it's hard
Okay.
for me to say. I
I
will
put.
say
Go for it.
I played against Eudora today
Uh
that I faced on turn 6,
huh.
and on turn 6, her board was a golden gold grubber that I believe was like a 34/34.
Oh God.
I
High
don't
rolled.
remember. She had
High
I
rolled
forgot what
out
her
of her mind.
yeah. I forget. Oh, it was a golden she had a golden Murloc Tidehunter, so that was her actual triple that she got naturally.
Golden high road out of her mind, dude. Okay, yeah, fair enough. What are you gonna do about that?
And well, I'm not even done yet.
Okay.
Her 2/5 drops that she got were double hogger.
Yeah, of course. High road out of her mind. Okay, let's move on. What you could there's nothing you
It,
could do about that. You just take it.
she won that game, but I took second
Yeah,
in the game.
of
But
course you
she won
did.
that game.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, you could do that with Eudora, so that's always cool. Yeah, but yeah, Eudora, I think better than I thought it was gonna be. I just think the tempo you go with it is pretty solid. So pretty big fan of it. But yeah, all right. I think any final thoughts, any closing thoughts before we wrap it up? I think it's been a relatively long podcast, longer than I thought it'd be. But yeah, anything you want to add?
No, I'm enjoying the patch and how
I'm ready
different
to
it is.
play, dude. I'm like, oh, let me go.
Get
I
it.
want my Yogg.
Tell you what. So okay, I guess you'd pick Yogg over Curator because you haven't gotten to play yet either.
Yes, I haven't yet to play Yogg. I'm picking Yogg over
Well,
everything.
have you played Curator?
Yes, I've played Curator.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you didn't play. Okay.
Yeah, I played Curator. Yeah.
But
Who haven't I played that I really want to play? It's just Yogg, dude. I haven't played Galleries, but I don't care. Like that one doesn't like, I'm like, oh my god, But yeah, it's Yogg that I'm like, dude, they're teasing me here. So yeah, that's the one.
Galley is actually pretty disgusting.
It is. Yeah. If you could make it to the late game, dude, you just get so much tempo, and even the first buddy is a lot of stats. So
Yeah. Well, if you have an APM pirate setup on Galley, you can make like a 500 cleave from scratch. The
yeah,
turn that you the double buddy.
yeah. Golden brand. I mean, it's just like here you go. have a have a cleave. It's so dumb, dude. Some of the late game with some of the heroes are so much. They're so strong compared and you're playing AFK and you're looking at your buddy and you're like, I just don't get it, man. Anyways, I'm gonna harp on AFK until they change it or something in some way. But yeah.
Just put floating watcher back to 3, man. It'll fix it.
I don't want that anyways. So.
But I'm definitely enjoying the patch though. It's been very fresh. All the games have been that's the thing. All the games have felt different.
True.
It doesn't feel like I'm playing the same game over and over again.
Yeah,
that's not how it was before.
It's because the heroes are fundamentally different compared to it before. So it does feel like you're playing with different pieces at least every time.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right, cool. Well, that will be it for us. Thank you, by the way, Sapphire, for joining me. Very much a pleasure. You saved this podcast, I'd have to do it solo or something. I don't know.
Some would say even better than Shady.
Some would say, yes. Don't tell Shady that.
It was only me, but some would say.
But yeah, always a pleasure having you here. And thank you, everyone that's listening in for joining us. You can send us feedback, HSBG podcast, blah, blah, blah. You can find Sapphire at SaphirexX at Twitch. And I know you have a Twitter and all that stuff. You want to plug that?
I don't.
All right. Nah, never mind. You can find me wherever. All right. And that will be it for our podcast. Thank you for having me. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you guys next week.